You probably know the story of Thumbelina, right? The tiny girl born from a flower. Well, today we're going to look past the fairy tale and really peel back the layers. Because hidden inside this simple kid's story is a secret formula, a perfect blueprint for powerful storytelling that people have been using for centuries. So, let's dive in and pull it apart.
So, what can this tiny hero really teach us about what makes a story stick? It's not just about her adventures, it's about why those adventures work so well. We're going to trace her journey to find this universal pattern, this hidden formula that you see in everything from ancient myths to today's biggest blockbusters, and it all starts in one very specific place.
You know how every great story starts, right? In a totally normal, ordinary world. For Thumbelina, that means a peaceful life, sleeping in a little walnut shell on a sunny windowsill. It's safe, it's predictable, but you know that can't last. For a story to really kick off, that perfect little world has to get completely shattered.
And boom, this is the moment, the call to adventure. Now Thumbelina doesn't choose this, not at all. It's forced on her. A nasty toad just snatches her in the middle of the night, deciding she'll marry its son. Just like that, her entire world is turned upside down, and she's thrown into a series of trials that are going to forge who she is.
Okay, so what happens next is this classic part of any hero's journey. The trials. And for her, these trials get harder and harder, and they all take on a very specific shape. In this case, a bunch of suitors she wants absolutely nothing to do with, each one trying to pull her into a world where she just doesn't belong.
So after she escapes the toad, she's immediately snatched up by a maybug. But here's the twist. His friends and family take one look at her and they reject her. She only has 2 legs, they buzz. How ugly. This isn't just a physical threat anymore. It's a social one. It's about being judged and cast out just for being different. And that hits hard, right? That's a fear we can all understand.
But this next trial? Oh, this is the most dangerous one yet. The mole. On the surface, he seems like a pretty good deal. He's rich, he can offer her a warm, secure home for the winter, but the catch? It's a huge one. She would have to live her entire life underground, in the dark, never seeing the sun or the flowers she loves. This isn't just a bad marriage proposal. It's an offer that would mean the death of her spirit.
So are you seeing the pattern here? It's so clear once you lay it out. The toad in the river, the maybug in the tree, the mole in the ground. They don't just want a wife. They want to possess her, to trap her, and to force her into their world. And none of these worlds are places where she can be herself. And up to this point, things have just been happening to her. She's been a victim. But hold on, because that is all about to change.
All right, this is the moment, the turning point. Every great story has one. It's that point where the hero stops just reacting and starts to act. And for Thumbelina, this happens at her absolute lowest moment, trapped deep inside the mole's dark tunnels.
And you know what? It doesn't start with a big, dramatic fight. Nope. It starts with a thought. A single, quiet, powerful decision she makes for herself. I don't want to marry the mole. It's the first real spark of her fighting back. And this small act of defiance is going to set the stage for something much, much bigger.
So, what does she do? Down in the tunnels, she finds a swallow, a bird that looks like it's frozen to death. The mole just kicks it aside, but Thumbelina feels something, compassion. So she makes a choice. She weaves a little blanket for the bird, and all winter long, she secretly sneaks it food and water.
And I want you to notice what's happening here. She's trapped, she's facing this grim future, and yet she performs this completely selfless act of kindness. She shows empathy for someone else when she has almost no hope for herself. And this is so important in storytelling. An act like this is never just forgotten. It always comes back.
Okay, so the clock is ticking. The wedding to the mole is getting closer and closer. This is it, rock bottom. Thumbelina is staring right into the abyss, a life sentence of darkness. You can just feel the tension building to its absolute peak.
And then, just to twist the knife, the field mouse basically tells her it's over. Go outside, she says. Say goodbye to the sun one last time. Can you even imagine hearing that? It really seems like all hope is completely lost.
And here it is, the payoff we've been waiting for. Just as she's standing there, saying her heartbreaking goodbye to the world, her past kindness literally flies in to save her. It's the swallow, the very same bird she nursed back to health. And he offers her an escape. He tells her to leave the mole behind, to leave him to his dark rooms.
And with that, she climbs on his back and she is free. I mean, just think about that imagery for a second. from the cold, dark, suffocating earth into the bright, endless, open sky. This isn't just a physical escape, it's a spiritual rebirth. It's a journey from total confinement to absolute freedom.
So she made it. She survived all these trials. But what's the real prize at the end of a journey like this? Well, it's always more than just survival. It's about finally finding the place where you're meant to be.
The swallow takes her to this beautiful, warm land filled with flowers, and in one of those flowers, she finds him, a tiny prince, someone exactly her size. But look closer. It's not just about finding a husband. She has found an entire world that fits her, a whole community, where, for the first time in her life, she isn't the odd one out. She belongs.
And that's where the story leaves us. Yeah, okay, she gets married, happily ever after, all that. But when you break it all down like this, you really have to ask yourself, what is the real reward here? Is the happily ever after just the marriage? Or is it something much bigger? That incredible, life-affirming discovery of finding the one place in the entire world where you are finally, truly home.